Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Lloyd Schneider Stadium at McFarland High School. It's Friday night, October 11th, 2013. The McFarland Spartans hosting the Crimson Tide from Edgerton in a Rock Valley Conference North football game tonight. I'm John Wells, joined this evening by Andrew Garvey. The second appearance on TV here with us, and we understand we're not live, so obviously if you're expecting us live, you're not seeing us. You're watching us on tape delay. And again, Friday night, October the 11th, 2013, Edgerton comes in 6-1 overall, 5-0 in the Rock Valley Conference, and the Spartans 3-4 on the season, 2-3 in the Rock Valley Conference. So again, the Spartans still in a hunt for a playoff position, but need to win a couple of big games. And going to be tough tonight. Edgerton comes in as probably one of the better teams they've had in a few years, Andrew, and Spartans are going to have to play their toughest game. And again, Edgerton coming up next week, Evansville, Albany, so this could be, as Rob Hernandez uses the term, a trap game.
Yes, it could.
So here we go to get started. I believe that's Gregory to kick off. Short kickoff. And that's Alsmo. Fakes the handoff. Not going to get out to the 20-yard line. Good coverage by the Crimson Tide.
Spartans coming out led by their junior quarterback, Colton Richter, who's been having a pretty good season for the most part. Early in the season took a lot of hits because the offensive line did not protect him too well. But lately, offensive line, last couple of games have been opening up the holes. Donche Hudson has been having a couple big games, so watch for him to maybe have a couple big runs tonight.
Ball just shy of the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Again, just underway here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium in McFarland. Richter's going to roll out, got a receiver open, incomplete. Ball intended for number 33, Jacob Williamson, out of the backfield. Would have been a nice pass to start the game, but again, incomplete.
It's good play action by the Spartans right there. Usually they're a run-first team, but good call on that. Kind of keep the Crimson Tide on their toes a little bit.
And the Spartan offensive line, Silas Strait, Luke Perkle. See who's over center tonight. Looks like we've got a change at center.
J.P. Leisman.
J.P. getting the call tonight at center. His first start of the year. Here's Hudson. Not going to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets back to the line. No more. Down he goes. And now you're looking at a 3rd down and 10 situation. And again, team like Edgerton, they are pumped up here tonight. Again, coming in with a record of 6-1.
They've already clinched their playoff spot.
Yep, and again, Edgerton, a couple of years ago up here, they had a lot of young players, and it's paying off for them. 3rd down and 10. Offset backfield. Again, Richter rolls to his left. Intercepted. This is going to be 6. Maybe not. Pushed out of bounds. So again, tough play. The Spartans go to the well twice on the same type of play. Doesn't fool Edgerton. And I believe that was number 82 on the interception, Cason Cleveland. Heck of a pole vaulter, I believe.
He actually won state this past year. So cleared 14 feet, John.
So Cleveland with the pick. It was not a pick 6, as I anticipated. I believe Charlie Moore on the tackle there. So 11:04 to go in the first quarter. Edgerton now 1st and goal inside their 5-yard line.
Watch the run here to Ricky Williams, number 7.
And there it is. Into the line. Fake to Williams. If they would have given him the ball, he kind of walked into the end zone.
And a little stat here on Williams. He has 158 rushing attempts, 1,650 yards, and 17 touchdowns, averaging 235 yards per game. I think he's one of the top in the state right now.
He'll definitely go over 2,000 this year. So 2nd down and goal for the Crimson Tide. Ball carrier dropped in the backfield. Going to be a loss. Looks like he's back out to near the about the 6-yard line. So now it's going to be 3rd down and goal. And let's see if they go to the air this time. Big Converse out there. Adam Converse, 6'5", 190, and a senior. Pretty good range. Good-sized lineman, Colin Beasley, 6'3", 250 on that left side. So Johnson, the quarterback for the Crimson Tide.
There he goes.
There he goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Edgerton.
Lucas Gregory with the catch and the touchdown.
So Gregory, a 6-yard touchdown pass. Crimson Tide on the board here with 9:46 to go in the first quarter. And a 6-yard touchdown pass for Gregory. Gonzalez will attempt the extra point here. That is Cesar Gonzalez. Line drive kick is good. So Gonzalez follows up with the extra point, and again, coming off the turnover, the Spartans now trail 7-0 to the Edgerton Crimson Tide. And again, Andrew, the one thing you can never do, and you certainly can't do against a good team, is turn the ball over. And that's exactly what the Spartans did on their first possession. Now they've got to pick it up and put that behind them and get something going offensively, or this one could get out of hand pretty quick.
Yeah, let's hope that the Spartans can recover after that quick turnover, like you said, John. It's been the last couple of games, it seemed like they've just got off to a slow start, but come back the second half and pull out the victories. But like you said, they got to keep it close, or this game could get out of hand. So
could be a long game, which actually turns into a short game with the rules the way they're set up. But again, Spartans got to play with some emotion here. Get this one picked up. I mean, they got a playoff chance on the line here.
Exactly. The kids know what's at stake.
Oh, yeah.
And
last week it took them a while to kick it in against Palmyra Eagle, but this isn't Palmyra Eagle they're playing tonight. It's a very good Edgerton team.
It's the top team in the Rock Valley right here.
Gregory tees it up, approaches, left footer on the way. This is going to go short to Alsmo. Hands it off to Fleming. Fleming going to get over the 10-yard line, and down he goes at the 12. And again, Spartans will come out for their second possession here. Nice crowd tonight from Edgerton, filling up the opposing side. Haven't seen that since the old Badger Conference days here at McFarland. And not a bad crowd over here. Good student section led by Jack Howell.
Yep, Jack Howell, cross-country runner who just won last night at Fort Atkinson.
In fine fashion at that.
Yes.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. They're going to mark the ball at the 14-yard line. Colton Richter, the quarterback. Backs are offset. Might have gotten some movement. That's Hudson straight ahead. Gets out over the 15.
Looked like Edgerton was anticipating the run on that play right there. Good game tackle on Dache Hudson, because it takes more than one person to tackle him.
And again, they'll call it 2, so 2nd down and 8 for the Spartans. 9:10 to go here in the first quarter. Again, Edgerton leading 7-0 off the Spartan turnover. Here's a pitch out. Hudson not getting any blocking at all on that right side. Edgerton, good pursuit. And Hudson goes down for no gain. So now that's going to make it 3rd down and 8 for the Spartans. Looks like a passing situation here for the blue and white.
That's a tough play call with the sweep, trying to go east and west a little bit. And obviously, with Dante Hudson, you got to get him going north and south.
And teams are going to key on the Spartans now, because they'll key on Dante after over 200 yards last week. 3rd down.
3 wide receivers.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Richter straight back. Got a receiver open. Incomplete. Receiver was open. That was Chad Herbst's ball thrown behind him. And again, Spartans unable to convert, so that means they will kick the ball away.
Deep back for Edgerton, you have Ricky Williams, and Stefan Gaussman. Line picked up the blitz, it looked like, but the throw was, like you said, John, just behind Herbst.
So Chad Herbst will be back inside his 5-yard line to kick this ball away.
Couple playmakers back for Edgerton here.
Yeah. You got 2 kids back there. You want to keep it away from both of them. It's a tough situation.
Rugby style.
Oh, boy, that one is popped up and goes out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, 32-yard line. So that's going to be about a 16-yard kick. Again, Chad gets it. He kind of runs to his right. I guess that's one way to keep it away from those quick backs back there for the return. But again, gives Edgerton pretty darn good field position. And Brooks Johnson will bring his team up to the line of scrimmage. He'll run out of the shotgun. Again, receiver wide to the right and receiver to the left. Williams the lone back. Gregory will go in motion for the Crimson Tide. Fake handoff. Nope, Williams has it. There he goes, right up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, 1-play drive, 32 yards. Fooled me. But Williams for 32 yards, and the Crimson Tide on the board again. With 8:01 to go in the first quarter, Williams, 1 carry, 32 yards for the touchdown.
And you saw they met Williams up at the line, but he's so quick and elusive that they wrapped him up high and he just went right by, and you saw his speed as well too.
Cesar Gonzalez kick on the way is up and good. So 8:01 to go in the first quarter. It's already Edgerton 14. Your McFarland Spartans nothing. Got a 1-play drive for the Crimson Tide. Ricky Williams, 32-yard touchdown run. Again, Williams came into tonight's game with over 1,600 yards rushing. No doubt if he stays healthy, we'll go over the 2,000 mark. Again, Edgerton headed to the playoffs and could make a pretty good run. Of course, it's anybody's guess where teams go in the playoffs. If Edgerton would be a Division IV team, more than likely.
Yes, they are. And I just looked at the rankings earlier today. I believe they're ranked 5th in Division IV.
And their only loss this year was to a very good Lodi team.
Yes, and Lodi, who played the Spartans earlier, undefeated.
McFarland
they're
early.
ranked number 2 in Division IV.
So Gregory will tee it up. Alsmo and Fleming. We have not had good kick returns here the past couple of games, so see if we can get something on this one and get some decent field position and keep the ball for a while. Kick on the way, going to go to Fleming at the 15, over the 20. Down he goes at about the 28, 29-yard line.
Well, not bad field position right now.
Well, we'll start at the just shy of the 30, so the Spartans will put it in play. 3rd possession of the evening, trailing 14-0. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line.
And let's see if the Spartans can get something going here on offense. First 2 possessions, pick, interception, and then a 3-and-out then.
And once you go down 3 scores, it gets real tough. Hudson. Still going. Finally dragged down. A lot of effort for Donche. Going to pick up, we'll call it 3 to make it 2nd down and 7. Big lineman there for the Spartans, number 77. That's Hunter Smith, 6'4", 290. Only our cameraman, Larry Seidel, is bigger than Hunter.
Yep.
Larry at 6'5", 300, but operating a camera tonight. Had his jersey on last week, but
saw that.
I don't see it tonight. Again, this time it'll go out of the eye. Behind Richter, 2nd down and 7. Straight drop, got a receiver open. Chad Herbst out over the 40, corralled down over the 40. Good yardage for the 1st down. So a pickup of 8 will move the Sticks. So again, Colton Richter to Chad Herbst on the completion. Colton's first completion of the night. And again, you want to mount a good drive here, Andrew. Keep that ball for a while and get a little more confidence, because the Spartans do not look very confident right now.
Just get a couple first downs here and have the momentum going.
So here we go, 1st and 10. Again, drop back. Got a receiver. That's picked off, and there we go. That's Gregory into the end zone all alone for the touchdown. Unbelievable. 6:44 to go. Gregory, I don't know, what do we call that, Andrew? Just shy of about 40 yards on the interception.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it just seemed like Gregory knew where Richter was throwing it. He knew that he was going to come to this sideline, and he read Colton the whole way and just jumped it and made it look easy.
Well, Gonzalez will be in to attempt the extra point. Ball placed, kick on the way, plenty of distance. It's good. So 6:44 to go in the first quarter. It is Edgerton 21, Spartans nothing. So again, we knew Edgerton was a good ball team coming in, but we've really given them 21 points here. With the field position now and the turnovers, almost 2 pick six here in the first quarter. The first one came up just short. This one, Gregory probably could have walked that one in.
And you saw in both of the interceptions, it looked like Colton was just looking at one receiver. He didn't look at another receiver, but he didn't have too many options out there as well. So when you only have one receiver to go to, Edgerton, they're knowing where the ball's going, and they're just keying on that one guy.
Again, the Spartans, you got to keep your heads up here. You know, your game plan might change a little bit as it moves along, but cannot make mistakes in week 8, and especially against a good team here tonight. Again, last week, a nice win over Palmyra Eagle, but as we said, this is not quite the same team as Palmyra Eagle. Gregory's got it teed up, his 4th kickoff of the night. High floater, going to go to Alsmo at the 14. Out over the 20. Still going out over the 25, and that's where he will be stopped by almost 8 Edgerton players right there.
Yep.
So here we go. 4th possession of the game for the Spartans, and they'll start at their own 26-yard line. Again, it's Friday night, October 11th, 2013, here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium. The Crimson Tide of Edgerton leading 21-0 here, less than halfway through the first quarter.
There we go.
Hudson got some running room all the way out over the 35, going to be very close to the first down. You see those defenders up around the shoulder pads. Going to be pretty tough to bring down Donche. They're going to say the knee was down just shy of the 35, so 2nd down and short. Again, what you've got to do here, you've got to keep possession of that ball, move the sticks, get that confidence going.
I truly believe we got to get the running game going here. The offensive line has to open up some more holes just like they did right there and get Donche running downhill.
2nd down and short. Hudson got the first down, out over the 40, out over the 45, pulls defenders all the way into Crimson Tide territory. Down at the 48-yard line. That a gain of 17 for Donche Hudson. And again, nice hole opened up on the offensive line, but about 10 of those yards were Donche just dragging Tiders along with him.
And Donche does a very good job of getting yards after contact. That's where he gets a lot of his yards. As you saw, they try tackling him high again. He just bowls right over him.
There's Hudson. He'll go straight forward down near the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. Bring up a 2nd down and 6. Well, we'll see where they marked his knee. Going to be at the 46-yard line. So call it a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7 coming up. Again, right now, Donche Hudson able to move the ball, but not going to be able to depend on one offensive weapon here. Again, with nearing the 5-minute mark to go in the first quarter, it's Edgerton 21, Spartans nothing. need to get some points on the board. Again, we said earlier, when you get down 3 scores, it gets really tough. Let's see what we can do now. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single back is Hudson. Pitch out. He's going to look to throw. He's going to throw. He's got Chad Herbst, but overthrown.
Got the play.
And a penalty marker's down. 2 penalty markers. And it appeared that Herbst was being held.
This does look like it will, and it will be on Edgerton.
So pass interference, defensive holding, basically. Those are the breaks you need. I don't know if Chad would have been able to catch that ball anyway. It did land out of bounds. Would have been tough right on the line. But that moves the ball down to just outside the 30-yard line, where it will be 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
I really like the play call. Got to keep the defense on their toes there a little bit with the halfback pass.
Well, and that's something I have not seen this year just in the games we've done here at home. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans.
Josh Stolen.
Got some room. 25, 20. Cuts it back up inside 15. Down near the 10-yard line. Josh Stolen. This is exactly what the Spartans needed. Now you get into that red zone. You've got to put the ball into the end zone. 1st and 10. I believe it's just outside the 10-yard line. So a couple of great plays there. Stolen got a lot of speed. Good first step. Got around that outside on the left side. Takes it all the way down to just outside the 10. So again, it's 1st and 10. They need to get just shy of the goal line to get a first down. Stolen again. Oh, stacked up at the line. No gain.
It's a good little change of pace bringing Stolen in there. And now you can see Dodge's coming in. So little speed and then bring.
Yeah, you wish they'd run them both at the same time. Then Edgerton's not going to be able to key on one of the two, because obviously they came into the game tonight defensively. Key on number 25.
Yes. And make Colton throw the ball as well, too.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Spartans. 3:50 to go here in the first quarter. Need to get some points on the board for the blue and white. Hudson straight ahead, still going inside the 5, drilled down. Should be at about the 4. Bottom line is, Andrew, you've got to come out of here with points.
You have to. And I think they need a touchdown right now. I don't think, yes, obviously putting points on the board, a field goal would help, but you have to score a touchdown here to get them back in the game.
Well, 3rd down and 4, and you brought all your receivers out of the game. So my guess is Crimson Tide's thinking they're going to run the ball. They're going to have all 11 right in there.
And they have both Stolen and Hudson.
And look at this. Straight ahead into the end zone. Touchdown. And that was Don Shea Hudson. So Spartans didn't fool anybody on that one, going with the run, and Edgerton unable to stop him. So with 3:02, Don Shea Hudson on the board.
Great run, just power formation right there. Chad Herbst on the kick, the extra point.
Richter will hold. Good snap, ball placed, kick on the way into the middle school section, and it is no good. Hard to tell. The officials, they kept looking at each other to see who's going to make the call.
Coach Ackley's out there talking with the officials as well, too.
My goodness, I mean, they sat there and they looked and they looked. It's like, who's going to make the call? And finally, some guy waves his hand, says it's wide. Didn't look wide from here. Of course, we don't have the NFL-style goalposts here. 21-6 our score, though, with 3:02 to go in the first quarter. The Spartans have an answer for the Crimson Tide, which is what they needed. Now they've got to get some stops defensively and get back in this ball game. It's now a 2-score game.
They have to use this momentum now, John, like you said, to get some stops. Very good drive, though, picking up the first downs. Edgerton had that penalty as well that kept the chains moving, and then just power running with Don Shea, and Stolen had that other big run as well, too.
Now you want to make sure you don't give up the big play. Who do we have back there, Andrew? Looks like we've got Ricky Williams, number 7.
And we also have Steven Gaussman. who both of the returners for the punt as well. They're both back there for kickoff as well.
Gausman, a 5'11", 160-pound senior. Chad Herbst will tee it off. My thought, maybe squib this one.
We'll see if they keep it away from...
Kicking it into a pretty stiff wind, too.
Pooch.
It's going to be a little pop-up to the 30-yard line. Ball carried out over the 40 to the 41, carrying that ball like a loaf of bread. That's Converse. He's a basketball player for the Crimson Tide.
Yes, he is.
So now Edgerton will put the ball in play. I believe this is the first time they've had the ball in their territory.
It is. That's correct.
And they'll mark that at the 42-yard line, 2:57 to go in the first quarter. We've already seen 4 touchdowns here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Then they'll send 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Brooks Johnson, number 15, the quarterback. Gregory goes in motion. Williams, tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Charlie Moore on the stop. Gain of a yard for Williams. We'll bring up second down and 9. 2:45 to go in quarter number 1.
Great job by the defense there with the read option with Brooks Johnson faking the handoff and giving it to Williams.
And Edgerton came into tonight's game averaging 34.4 points per game. Picked up over 2,000 yards rushing in their first 7 games. So they like to run the ball. 531 yards passing coming into tonight. There goes Williams and dives forward just shy of the 50. And that's going to be short of the first down. So it'll bring up a third down and 2 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So big stop here for the Spartans, Andrew, but it could be 4 down territory for the Tide.
They're kind of, I don't know if, my gut is they'll probably go for it if they don't get it here. But Chase Rowinski on the stop, big stop. Let's see if the Spartans can hold him on this play.
So third down and 2. Williams stopped at midfield, going to be short.
Great game tackle on the play there for Williams. And
I believe that was Perkle in there. And maybe number 28, Ryan McDonald. Now, looks like Edgerton may kick the ball away. Again, a pretty strong win here. Spartans, and that will be Gregory, who will be going back. Again, be careful here because it's 4th and 1.
Yes.
May see a long count, try to draw the Spartans off sides. Who knows? Fleming is deep for the Spartans. I think he needs to be a little deeper, though, with that wind behind Gregory. There it is. That ball's going to hit and roll, and inside the 5-yard line where it's down. So again, give Fleming credit. He stayed away from the ball, which is probably the smartest thing to do. But Edgerton going to play the percentages, pin the Spartans deep in their own territory with 52 seconds to go. And again, a pretty good win coming out of the southeast tonight here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium. 21-6 our score.
Gregory got a great bounce on that punt, and Fleming, he had to make the decision right there to either try to catch it or just let it go, and he let it go, and it paid dividends for the Crimson Tide.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Again, Hudson the lone back. That's Hudson. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. No more. Edgerton with the answer. And that might be kind of their all-world defensive player there, Andrew, number 52, Chase Hackner. 6'1", 190 with over 90 tackles this year. This kid's definitely going to be an all-conference player.
He's the leading tackler in the Rock Valley right now.
So 20 seconds to go. Spartans will have to run one more play here in the first half. They're going to say Hudson got a yard, so we'll call it second down and 9. Richter under center, drops back. Be careful. Pass is complete. And we're going to lose yardage on the play. That was to, I believe, 16, Jacob Green. That's going to be one of those pass plays where we actually might have lost a yard. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. But that'll do it for the first quarter. 1 quarter, 12 minutes in the books here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Our score, Edgerton 21, McFarland 6. We'll be back right after this word from our sponsors. Oh, that's right. We don't have any sponsors. Now the old radio days coming back in my head here. I used to have games. We had so many sponsors. We'd do a 45-minute pregame show just to get them all in. So we do that anyway here when Bill kind of gives his keys to the game.
Well, when you get Cather talking, I mean, it's hard to stop him once he gets going.
And happy anniversary.
That is correct.
Bill, I believe 33 years, he said. So he took the night off. And this is a pretty good game here, 21-6. Again, the Crimson Tide chose to kick it away there, and may work in their favor here now as it's 3rd down and 10 for the Spartans.
This is a big play, John, because if the Spartans don't get any yards here, that's going to be tough for Herbst to punt the ball, being buried in his end zone. I'm anticipating the Crimson Tide will rush a lot of their players.
Hey, that between quarter music, people down at Spartan Pizza dancing, and we're not even on TV, but they could hear it from there. Ah, yes, gotta love it. Well, Fleming is going to line up wide to the right. We'll have 2 receivers to the left. Again, Colton Richter, the quarterback.
No, it's Chad Herbst.
No, they may kick it away. It might be a quick kick. And it is. Hey, let's see if we get a roll. Ball bounces in Edgerton territory. Down to the 48-yard line. Gotta like it. The quick kick, Chad Herbst. And a nice one there. 48-yard punt for Chad Herbst, who came into tonight averaging 37.1 yards per kick. Again, you got the wind behind you, Andrew, and why not? Gets it out of there. Nice call by the Spartan coaching staff.
I really like the play call because you take out that pressure if they don't get anything on that 3rd down. And
now you got to watch the Tide here, though, going for the home run on the first play here. Again, Brooks Johnson out of the shotgun. Williams to his left. Gregory will go in motion. Here we go. They're going to go for the home run ball. And there it is. Complete. Ball hung up for a long time. I believe that was Converse. Again, Converse with a 6 or 7 inch advantage against the Spartan defenders. He's 6'5". He was 6'5" as a freshman, so big kid. Ball down to the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. Again, situation like that, you could kind of see it coming. No, we didn't overhear the Edgerton coaches, but we're going to go for that home run ball, and not quite, but it hung up long enough. Spartan's just not able to get it. So Johnson calls the signals. See if they go back to Williams here. Pitch out Williams. Tries to go around the outside. Nice job. Charlie Moore on the initial pursuit. Splinter gets the job done.
What a great tackle by Charlie Moore just to slow Ricky Williams down, and then Splinter with the big hit then.
Well, it might have been a face mask there, too. The Edgerton coach has almost fallen out of the press box
or
up
a little
there.
horse collar as well, too, yes.
Sure looked that way from here, but the officials don't call it.
Now watch out, going to Converse, there's number 80 over there.
Michael Beam and Converse, little size difference there. A little inside reverse. There's a flag. Finally pushed out of bounds, and again, that was Ben Hudrilick. So Hudrilick goes outside. Flag, though. This should bring it back, and it is. That's what happens when you yell from the press box. You just incite the officials.
I think the officials heard them, too.
Oh, yeah. But, hey, if I'd have been up here as a coach, I'd have been doing the same thing.
Uh-huh. Exactly.
So the walk-off will take the ball back to the 47-yard line, and hey, maybe momentum's swinging a little bit to the blue and white here. 2nd down and about 25. So nice run by Hudrilick there, going from right to left. So the ball's at the 47-yard line. They need to get down, I guess, about 20 yards. Screen. Oh, they got this set up nice. That's Williams down the sideline. There he goes. He's got room. Cuts it back up into the end zone. Touchdown. Ricky Williams, 47-yard touchdown pass. Nice screen, and no secret the Spartans have struggled a little bit against screen passes this year. So with 9:56 to go in the first half, Williams, a 47-yard touchdown pass, makes the score 27-6. That's Williams' second touchdown of the game. Boy, is he quick. Here's Gonzalez. Kick on the way up and is good.
No hesitation by the refs on that one.
No. So 28-6 our score with 9:56 to go in the first half. Again, you get Ricky Williams the ball. He's not very big. He's 5'6", 140. He is a junior. But you can't coach speed. That's one of the things. He gets that ball and you just let him go, and he had the blockers out there and did a lot of it on his own, but a nice play call by the Crimson Tide.
And as you saw, John, the Spartans, they had great pressure on Brooks there, but Ricky was left in open space, and if you leave Ricky in open space, it's 6 points on the board.
Took it to the
basically.
house.
Yep, he'll take it to the house. And also, got to credit the Crimson Tide. They had blockers ahead of them and a couple Spartan defenders, and there was no chance of taking Ricky down on that play.
So Lucas Gregory, the 6'1", 185-pound senior, he'll tee it up for Edgerton. 28-6 our score. Been an exciting game, not in our favor, but we've seen some big plays. It's a highlight film here in the first half, and we got a long ways to go. So Gregory, and that's Alsmo straight ahead, and down he goes. Gets out to about the 25, and again, it almost looks like, when you return those, it's like, don't hit me, and got to be a little more aggressive on offense, but I'm not going to be critical here. Ball's at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. Got to see an exciting ball game last week. Went down to the village of Argyle, watched the Blackhawk Warriors play with an enrollment of 116. I tell you what, pretty impressive, when you got kids out there. Boy, did they hit. I stood right on the field for the game, and boy, they're hitting. Here's Hudson. Almost breaks through, still goes, drags a defender out over the 30-yard line. 6 yards. Credit most of that, again, to the second and third effort of number 25, Donche Hudson.
Good play on that. Crimson Tide came high on Donche again. I feel like a broken record repeating ourselves, but you try tackling high on him, good luck taking him down.
And the Spartan team, we're talking a very young team. You've got Luke Perko and Hunter Smith on the line as seniors, and that is it. The rest are all underclassmen. Hudson got some room outside, puts his head down, gets the first down yardage out over the 35.
Taken down by Gregory on that play.
Yeah, a number of Edgerton kids going both ways. In that game I saw last week, and I think it was 10 players going both ways, and nobody needed water breaks. You got to toughen it up, and that's the thing about football is it's a tough sport.
Very demanding.
1st and 10, Spartans will go 2 receivers to the left this time. Again, single back. Behind Richter is Hudson. 3-step drop, got a receiver. Lewinsky was open, unable to catch the pass from Richter. Looked like Richter put it right where he had to. Ball a little bit over the head of Chase, but unable to bring it down, so the incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10, but a nicely thrown ball by Richter.
I thought it was placed in a pretty good spot where Chase could go up and get it, and just didn't pull it in then.
Heard footsteps. So 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 8:39 to go. Again, John Wells, Andrew Garvey here tonight from McFarland High School. 5-step drop, big rush, down he goes in the backfield. And that was number 58, Josh Howard. 6'2", 217, and a senior. No relation to Mo or Curly Howard.
Just broke through the line on that one.
It was Shemp. Shemp was always my favorite. I think their last name was Howard. At least that was their stage name.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a little bit of trivia in here, so got to lighten things up a little bit. I was called too critical last week, so we're going to take the opposite approach here. So 3rd down and long for the Spartans. Richter got a receiver open, complete. Out over midfield. Was that Ryan McDonald? It was Ryan, and down he goes. Over the 50-yard line. Nice pass by Richter. That's a 22, 23-yard completion.
Great pass by Richter there. He led McDonald very well. McDonald did the rest, caught the ball, got the first down then.
Ryan, a 5'10", 155-pound sophomore.
Looks a little banged up, though.
Yeah, not sure if he landed on the ball when he kind of bruised himself. Jay Hansen right out there. So 1st and 10. Sounds like the crowd's chanting Larry.
I think so, too.
Oh, they want the camera. That's what they want. Only cameraman listed in a football program in the United States, as far as we know. 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Again, Baxter split. Hudson, left side. Eludes one. Not going to get away from the rest. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And who's there for Edgerton? Was that number 52 again? Chase Hackner. He is an animal out there. That's my type of player. He's all over the field.
Just added to the tackle total.
This is your defensive player of the year in the Rock Valley Conference.
That it is.
We've heard all kinds of things. And again, you hear about Edgerton, you hear about Ricky Williams, but this Hackner kid is a good defensive player. Again, you got to have that mental toughness. You got to have that edge to you. And he does. 2nd down and 10. Pitch out. Stolen. Tries to get outside. Gregory will stop him. Perfect defensive play by Gregory, who kept him in. Penalty marker likely going to go against the Spartans. Could be declined. It's a hold. See what the Tide will do here. And I believe they're going to march it back, so it'll be take it back just inside the 40, looks like to the 38-yard line. So the Spartans are going to have to go about 22, 23 yards to pick up the 1st down, so 2nd and 23. And somebody waving that big Crimson Tide flag over there. You think they'd have a box of Tide or something like that and wave it around over there, but waving that big flag, that's what happens when you're 6-1. Oh, a little razzle-dazzle here. Oh, going to be way underthrown. It's intercepted. Look out. Going to be pushed out of bounds at midfield. I believe that was Gaussman. Got a little flea flicker there.
Looked like the ball was tipped after Richter threw it as well, too.
Yeah, it hung up there quite a while. And again, so the turnover, 3rd interception here in the 1st half for the Tide. 6:15 to go, 28-6. I'm going to say it again, Andrew. Will they go for the home run here? On the first play, like sharks, smelling blood in the water. The Tide. Again, Williams lines up to the right. That's Williams, dropped in the backfield. So again, who's back there? That was Splinter. Mason Splinter, but nice job by number 54. According to the program, Kyle Bacon, a sophomore. Nice job, like Kyle.
Injured Spartan on the play, Jacob Williamson.
Jay Hansen, he's on the field a lot. It's almost like the 12th man.
And that's been one of the injuries, or that's been one of the big things for the Spartans. A lot of key injuries.
So loss of 4, second down and 14. Yeah, too soon for them to go back to that screen pass.
4 wide.
Here's Johnson going to air it out. Look out. Oh. Had a receiver open. Again, the ball not near where it needed to be. Who was on the coverage that time for the Spartans?
That was McDonald on the coverage there.
So the floater goes incomplete. Brings up third down and 14. Spartans need a stop. That's what I like. Williamson right back in the game. One play, and Jay says go back out.
Love it. Gotta love that toughness.
Coach doesn't send him back in. The trainer does. Gotta love it.
Or he might have sent himself back in.
Yeah, you gotta like that too. That's even better. Third down and 14. Spartans need a stop. Hand off. They don't fool anybody. Ball was loose. Should have been whistled down. If it's not, something's wrong.
And it looks like they are marking it down, John.
Yeah, he was clearly down.
Yes.
Spartan coaches were pointing our ball, but hey, when you're down 28-6, you got to take anything you can. So the Spartans should hold here. Fleming will go back inside his 20. Again, this time Gregory will be kicking into the wind, and again, it's about a 19-mile-an-hour wind coming from the south.
Enoch should scoot up a little bit.
Snap is good. Left foot boot on the way. Bounces. Oh, he's going to field it over his head. Look out. Look out. Look out. Hang on to the ball. Back inside the 10-yard line. As we said last week, that punt returner, a key player for you in really establishing field position. But I guess the good thing there is we hang on to the ball and we get possession. But back at the 10-yard line.
Big thing with that, John, you saw Fleming after he returned it. First steps were a little backwards as well. You just got to move forward with those.
So first and 10, 4:48 time on the clock. Again, what you don't want to do here is turn the ball over, get a good drive going. Single back is Hudson. And Edgerton now, they're just going to totally key on Hudson. And again, Chase Hackner. Man, he's an animal out there. And I don't say that in a negative way, but that's what you want. You want guys like that defensively. They just have a nose for the ball.
He just pursues the ball. He knows that Donche's going to get it. And the front four for Edgerton, they just fill those blocks, and then he has an open hole just right for Hudson, and great open field tackle on him.
So loss of 2. Williamson and Hudson behind Richter. Richter on the pass, complete to Herbst, cuts it upfield. And gets out to about the 15-yard line. Going to be well short of the first down. Gives them a little bit of breathing room. So it'll bring up third down and 5. So again, it's Friday night. It's October the 11th. Beautiful night for football here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium. We have had absolutely great weather all football season long. The worst storms at the beginning of the year, week 2, went to northern Illinois and postponed a lot of games, delayed games, but not here in the Badger State. Here's Richter, drops back, big rush, down he goes, and that's Converse. Horse collars him back there inside the 10-yard line, and with nearing the 3-minute mark, the Spartans are going to have to kick from their own end zone as the ball is marked at the 5-yard line. Again, we'd like to thank our top-notch crew here tonight. Making this possible, we have the easy job, we just speak. They're doing all the work.
All the behind-the-scenes work.
Oh, and they put in hours in preparation for this. And again, it's fun. We'll be doing these and looking forward to doing all the basketball games this winter. Herbst will kick. Again, Gaussman and Williams out at the 45.
That's a
nice
kick.
Williams. Oh, that ball darn near came back and could have hit Williams. I believe that was Michael Bean downing the ball inside Crimson Tide territory at the 49. But a 48-yard punt for Herbst. That's his second 48-yard punt of the night. And again, we come back with that. Will Edgerton go for the home run on the first play here? Will we see the screen yet in the first half? Who knows? We do not have privy to the calls. I've done some games from small press boxes where we would sit right next to the guy calling the play and we'd be like, I think they're going to run this time. We look good. Get out of the shotgun. Williams. Good pursuit by the Spartans. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Charlie Moore. Again, credit Charlie. Charlie has had a really nice year here for the Spartans and made some big stops defensively in the games we've seen right here.
And you know what, John, for the most part, besides that first run by Williams, the Spartans have held him, in check. They got to just make sure he doesn't get in that open field, because once he does.
That's those big plays that have just done us in. Speaking of, will we see one here? Johnson drops back, looking. Gonna air it out, got a receiver, that's Williams. There we go, down near the 10-yard line. Again, the Spartans were there on coverage. Williams, to his credit, never took his eye off the ball. The completion, 47 yards down to the 11, 36-yard gain. Johnson to Williams. So Williams came in tonight highly acclaimed as a runner. He's doing the job on passing. He may have a night where he goes over 100 rushing and 100 receiving. Here's Johnson looking into the end zone. Got a receiver just shy of the end zone. Going to be dropped. That's number 25. That is Ben Hudrilic. Don't know if I've ever seen a name, H-U-D-R, a D and an R in the middle of the name. That's pretty cool. Just shy of the goal line. 1:26, time on the clock, 28-6. Crimson Tide leading the Spartans and knocking on the door. So again, the big plays have really done the Spartans in here in the first half. Edgerton wants to take a timeout with minute 13 on the clock. First and goal. Not too much you can tell your kids on first and goal other than don't turn the ball over.
Exactly. Have the good exchange, good handoff here, it looks like, as well.
Yeah, but we're having fun here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Nice crowd. Edgerton has traveled well tonight. Cheerleaders over there actively involved in the entire first half, getting the crowd going. The big flag, the red colors, and over here from McFarland, great student section in the fluorescent colors tonight.
And pick them out.
I've been to high school games where you see a lot of fluorescent orange, but it's deer hunters in the crowd.
A lot of neon.
There's a good shot of it, too, from our great friend Larry Seidel. Look at the color. Jack Howell, the skipper.
The skipper with that cap.
He had the Alan Hale Jr. hat on there down there. Jack Howell, somehow he got the hat from the skipper from the original set of Gilligan's Island. He's got a new nickname, Andrew. The skipper. Well, interestingly enough, though, even on first and goal from the one, they're not going to go under the gun. They're going to put Gregory back in that quarterback position. Just let him run straight ahead into the end zone for the touchdown. So Gregory on the board. That is his third touchdown here in the first half.
We've been saying Gregory's name a lot with kickoffs, punt, on defense and on offense, and now he just plunges it in. You put a big guy like that back there, you know he's going to run it. So.
And they did a moment of silence before the game for his grandfather, who was the coach here and father of the current coach for the Crimson Tide.
Mm-hmm. Great article.
And John Kepsel's teacher and coach in high school, Bigfoot. Extra point on the way is good. So Gonzalez, 5 for 5 here for extra points, and it is 35-6. Edgerton with 1:10 to go in the first half. I like that nickname, the Skipper.
That is
Jack Howell. I assume that was Jack, wasn't it?
Oh, it was Jack.
There he is down there.
Well,
maybe Larry can get another shot of the Skipper down there after winning the Invitational over at Fort Atkinson and second in the Rock Valley Conference North meet, which the Spartans won the conference. It's been a great fall season. Soccer is on a roll. If you get a chance to see the soccer team play, get out there, beat Mount Horeb.
Last night.
I think they're going to be 10-2 in the conference. I think Whitewater might have finished 11-1. We got tripped up by Evansville earlier in the season, but again, girls swimming doing a great job. Volleyball, golf,
just won last night.
Golf, tennis, cross country. It's been great.
Erin Culver qualified individually for state, so congrats to her and the golf team who played well at sectionals earlier this week as well.
Well, Gregory getting his workout here. This is his 6th kickoff of the night. Approaches the ball. Line drive going to go to Fleming at the 20, 25, and trips and goes down just shy of the 30-yard line. 1:07 to go. Spartans will put it in play, 1st and 10. 35-6. Edgerton.
Think they'll just run the clock out here?
Let's hope so. You don't want to turn the ball over in this situation or you got big trouble.
And Edgerton still has 2 timeouts, so you never know.
Again, 35-6 lead. Here's Colton Richter under center. Again, Hudson the lone back. Hudson tries to go around the right side, gets back to the line of scrimmage, forward for a yard. Under a minute to go. Tide may be content to let it run. 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, on that play, nothing opened up. The line, the Edgerton front 4 knew that Donche was going to get the ball on that play.
So 2nd down and 9 again. You don't want to turn the ball over. As we near the 30-second mark to go in the first half. Hudson. Boy, they were in the backfield before he even got the handoff. That could have been real ugly. And who's there again? Number 52, Chase Hackner. Now, before anyone from McFarland complains that we're playing up Chase Hackner too much, he deserves it. Kid's doing a heck of a job. I mean, you're talking, he's going to go over 100 tackles through 8 games, which is pretty darn impressive.
I think he easily will. And both teams go into halftime now.
Yeah, quarter runs out, half runs out. So 1 half in the books here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Again, the Spartan fans encouraging the boys as they run off. Our score at halftime, the Edgerton Crimson Tide 35, the McFarland Spartans 6. We'll be back for the second half after our halftime show. Make it 7-0. Then with 8:01, Ricky Williams, a 32-yard touchdown run. Gonzalez added the extra point kick. It was 14-0. With 6:44 to go in the first quarter, Lucas Gregory, we believe, a 40-yard pick 6. Gonzalez added the extra point, and with less than halfway through the first quarter, it was 21-0 Edgerton. But the Spartans hung tough. Had a nice drive. Dante Hudson finished with a 4-yard touchdown run with 3:02 to go in the first quarter. The extra point kick, after much debate, was called no good. And the first quarter ended with the score Edgerton 21, McFarland 6. It was all Edgerton in the second quarter. Nice screen pass. Ricky Williams, 47 yards from Brooks Johnson with 9:56 to go. Gonzalez's extra point was good to make it 28-6. And then Gregory, running out of the quarterback position on a 1st and goal for the 1, goes in for the touchdown. Gonzalez adds the extra point kick with 1:10 to go in the first half to make it 35-6, and that's where we are right now as we start the second half with the Spartans kicking off. And again, the loyal fans still here in the crowd supporting the kids. This is when they need the most support. Again, you got a winning team and everybody's tagging along, but this is when the kids need support because they gotta suck it up here and play 24 minutes of good football. just adjust the score, say it's 0-0. We're starting again, and Chad Herbst will tee it up. And here we go, going to pooch it. Going to go to Converse again. And just about the same play, lunges forward to the 40, and that's where Edgerton will put it in play, 1st and 10. Again, John Wells in a play-by-play, and expert color commentary tonight coming from Andrew Garvey in the absence of Bill Cather tonight.
Anniversary dinner for Bill tonight.
Yeah, he's been texting us. Of course,
Texting
again,
and calling.
Friday, October 11th, 2013. You might be watching this game during a snow day or something during the wintertime. Who knows? So here we go. Crimson Tide, Williams in motion. Johnson on the keeper, straight ahead. That's Gregory. He's going to go inside 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, one-play drive, 60 yards, little quarterback draw. And Gregory is having a season tonight. 11:47 to go here. 13 seconds. Gregory 60 yards on the run. And now we're talking continuous clock.
Mm-hmm. And that play always started as well, too, with having Williams go in motion. I think the Spartans were keen on him getting the ball. And Gregory, one play right up the middle.
Here's Gonzalez. Ball placed. Kick on the way. It's up and good.
And
well, they waited. Come on, guys. I mean, how hard is it? 42-6 the score. We will be continuous clock. And I believe the rule is it is continuous clock even if McFarland cuts it under that 35-point mark. But I believe there is a score mark where if you get to 21 or something, it might not be continuous clock anymore. I'm not sure. Of course, continuous clock has come up as a discussion in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some very, very lopsided scores the past few years. East Troy and other teams have had some pretty lopsided scores. There's been scores 80, 90-point differences in Milwaukee, and there's been talk of possibly going to a continuous clock. It gets tough to get kids in the ball game when you do that, especially in basketball when you're talking 8-minute quarters.
Just ruins the whole flow of the game as well, too.
There's the skipper down there leading the cheers again. Student section as strong as ever.
Still supporting their fellow classmates here. That's good to see.
Gregory, more kickoffs tonight than he probably does in practice. Splitter and goes down at the 20-yard line. Kind of sums up the night for the Spartans. Gotta like it, though. You got a kid back there who wants the ball, and he goes after it, but lost his footing. Would have been fun to see what Mason might have done there on that return.
Pretty big kid trying to take the ball up there.
And not afraid to get hit.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Especially on defense. He's been in there on plays, stopping the big run as well, too.
So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. Here trailing 42-6. Colton Richter, your quarterback. Hudson, left side. Gain of about a yard.
Not much going for Hudson on that run.
Again, Edgerton about to go 7-1 on the season. Spartans will fall to 3-5. They've got the Jefferson Eagles coming in here next week, and a pretty good Jefferson team.
Another heavy run-oriented team right there.
Oh, yes. Get out of the eye this time. Colton Richter drops back, airs it out. Got a receiver there, well covered. Was Chad Herbst. And that's Cleveland on the defense there, the pole vaulter. Pretty good athlete to have back there in your defensive backfield. So the incomplete pass will make it 3rd down and 8. Clock will not stop. You can throw that ball over the bleachers and it will
keep running.
Keep going.
Kaysen also came up with interception in the first series to start the game off strong for the Crimson Tide.
Draw play. Hudson, a little bit of running room out over the 25. Down he'll go at the 28. Going to be short of the first down. Spartans will more than likely kick the ball away. Again, the clock time is real time right now. That clock is going to roll pretty quick. We should be out of here easily by 9 o'clock tonight.
I don't know if you saw, look who was on the tackle for the Crimson Tide, number 52 again.
Chase Hackner. He's going to get your vote for All-State, Andrew. Spartans are going to go for it. And not going to get it.
Not a good spot.
Ball turned over to the Crimson Tide, and now Edgerton with good field position at the Spartan 28-yard line.
Looked like they tried running that same play when they were inside the 5-yard line. Not the same.
Now's when the kids really got, like I said, they really got to suck it up now and play with some class out here now and just do your best. Obviously, you make some adjustments to the game plan here. So 1st and 10 for the Tide. Williams gets away from many, and there he goes. Little juke move on Alsmo, and he's in another one-play drive for the Crimson Tide. Williams goes 28 yards for the touchdown with 8:19 to go.
What a juke move by Williams on that. Once he got past the line, it looked like the Spartans had him wrapped up as well too, but once he got past that first line, one juke move, open field, he's gone.
Cesar Gonzalez, if he makes this one, he will have outscored the Spartans just on extra points. Ooh, might have, nope, it's good. Gonzalez 7 for 7 tonight, and it's 49-6. Again, credit Edgerton, some great play calling. I'm going to guess Williams and a few of the others may get a little early rest tonight here.
That would be the smart
Clock
decision.
does stop. I am corrected on the touchdown here.
I think during the gameplay, that's when it just keeps rolling.
49-6 is our score. Again, we knew Edgerton was a good ball team coming into tonight. It was going to be a tough one for the Spartans, but don't know if people expected it to be this one-sided. And again, Edgerton, of their touchdowns, at least 3 now have been one-play drives, and just can't make those big plays. And you got guys like Williams, they make it happen. But credit Edgerton, though, winning the battle at the line of scrimmage. Gregory, for I believe the 8th or 9th time kicking off.
You have Alsmo and Splinter back deep for the Spartans.
Hey, they're going to give Splinter a shot back here. There's a kick. Who wants it? Who wants it? Oh, boy. Who's got it? Alsmo comes out of there and thrown down just as he crosses the 25-yard line. So the Spartans will put it in play once again. And we'll probably see a few new faces for Edgerton, I'm going to guess, in the 4th quarter. 49-6 our score. Clock is rolling with less than 8 minutes to go in quarter number 3. We need the skipper to get some cheers going over here, get some excitement on the McFarland side. Hudson. Yeah, no surprise. Edgerton's just keying on him. 2-3 guys. Their sole responsibility is just focus on Donche.
No push by the offensive line there. And Edgerton, like you said, John, knew that it was going to Hudson on that play.
So 2nd down and 12 for the Spartans. And again, that continuous clock rule is for games just like this. Straight drop by Richter, intended for Wawinski. Again, might have been a catchable ball. Incomplete. 3rd down.
Seemed like Richter put it in a spot where Chase could get it right through the hands again.
So third down and 12 for the Spartans. Nearing the 6.5-minute mark here in the third quarter. So long night for the blue and white. Not quite over yet, though. Richter going to go back across the field, incomplete. Big rush there. I believe that was number 76. Adam Radke, 6'4", 276. Pretty good size guys. We just don't have that size of kid here. Well, we got one who's doing the camera work. Larry's 6'5", 300. But we don't have that size of kid, but it's not size that necessarily wins games.
No.
Edgerton with that good combination of size and speed and experience and athletic ability, and that's why they're 7-1. Chad Herbst will kick it away. A nice spiraling kick. Goes out of bounds. Let's see where they mark it. I always like how they do this. Here we go. We walk back. There we go. I was trying to figure that out, geometrically how that works. I've seen guys, run 30, 40 yards down the sideline. It's like, really?
Yeah, I don't get why they walk back to the spot, then have to walk all the way forward.
Somebody must see where it crosses the line, I'm guessing, and there's an art to it. Well, Crimson Tide, their forte here has been one-play drives.
Been efficient.
Brooks Johnson, quarterback, hands off Williams, missed tackle, spins, finally dragged down into Spartan territory. Just shy of the 45-yard line. Going to be a pickup for Williams of 8. We are not keeping individual statistics tonight because we're not capable of doing that and talking at the same time. So our statistician's not here tonight. Actually, we never have a statistician, but second down and 9. Johnson going to keep it. A missed tackle. He's going to pick up the first down. Finally goes down at the 42-yard line. Got the yardage, not much more than what he needed.
Key missed tackle right there by Hudson. I mean, if he wraps him up, that's a 3rd and 2, so possible swing for the Spartans right there.
And Spartans defensively making some substitutions. Now Christian Jensen in the game. Also number 72, Preston Brandt. Preston. 1st and 10, Edgerton. Nobody's in any hurry right now except for the people who left at halftime. So 1st and 10. Williams inside the 35, near the 34. A lot of youngsters here tonight from flag football. Intently watching the game. Or not. At least they haven't been waving the Edgerton flag over there. That's
flag's still raised.
It's still in the crowd though. It's still up. Full mast. Maybe the skipper will run over there and try to steal the flag. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Give him any ideas now.
Williams. Ooh, big tackle.
Splinter, it looked like, yep.
Splinter, Jake Maurer in there, Williamson. So 3rd down and short. Then Coach Ackley getting a lot of different players in. And it's Christian Jensen, 5'10", 180-pound sophomore. So, again, a young group. Nearly everyone on the defensive side of the ball is back next year, except for Splinter and Josh Stolen. Oh, straight ahead keeper will pick up the first down to the 30-yard line. And again, that was Gregory. So that'll move the sticks. Clock just rolling along here. Under 2 minutes to go, quarter number 3. Outcome of this game, not in doubt. 49-6 Edgerton. It's like a new quarterback, Logan Hine. Hands off to number 44. And that is Caleb Kruckenberg. Now there's an Edgerton name. Remember that name back into the 70s. Saw my first Edgerton football game, I think it was 1970 or 71. Go way back. Saw them lose to Monroe 9-7 on a field goal.
Barnburger.
At Edgerton for their homecoming, and I think that was like 1971. So second down for the Tide. Kruckenberg again straight ahead. I don't expect to see Edgerton do anything too fancy here. I would hope they don't, or we'll make an issue of it. Nearing the 30-second mark.
Like you said earlier, it looks like they could take a lot of their key players out and give them rest for the next week's game.
Oh, yeah. Again, they've got Evansville-Albany coming up. McFarland's got Jefferson right here for our final home game. Final game of the season. That's Hine going to be corralled in the backfield. Big hit. That's Splinter. Also Ryan McDonald.
I just love Splinter's heart.
Splinter's a hitter.
Yes,
I mean, you gotta love it. Again, Spartans with a key defensive player, Hunter Halverson, another hitter. But Hunter out with an injury.
It's been the theme for the Spartans. It's not a good theme. The past couple of years, they've just had a couple key injuries. And earlier this season, they lost Ben Hunt with a knee injury that's unfortunately going to probably sideline him. And he'll miss the whole basketball season.
The skipper. There he is on your screen with Alan Hale Jr.'s hat from the old Gilligan's Island. Don't know how he got it. You know, you can't talk a lot about the game. You got to pick out some of the other things here. And after being labeled overly critical after last week's game, taking a little different approach here.
Exactly. Well, like we mentioned earlier.
Now, who sings this song? I think it's Andrew Day and the Knights, isn't it? Or Otis Day. Andrew Day and the Knights.
Like we mentioned earlier with the other fall sports going on, volleyball team just beat Evansville last night. I think they're second in the conference.
Been a great season for Spartan athletics.
Yep.
Some running room, still going, pushed out of bounds inside the 20. Who knocked him out there? Number 33, that was Williamson. So Hudrilic, nice run, gets out of bounds. Normally would stop the clock, does not tonight.
I just noticed that was a fourth down play.
See, slipped right by us. Nobody's going to complain. So first and 10 for the Crimson Tide.
Looks like a little confusion over there on the Edgerton side.
I think they were saying that maybe it wasn't fourth down.
Timeout now.
Well, who knows? Well, look at this. It looks like they're bringing a whole new team out. They're bringing a whole new group out.
Like in hockey, line change.
Yeah, Coach Gregory brought his whole team off at the same time. Still a few first line players out there, but a lot of reserves, and now a whole new group coming out. And I'm going to guess these are going to be mainly sophomores. They have a number of sophomores on their roster, including Isaiah Rodriguez at 5'3", 127. Is he out there? He's number 30. I don't know if I'd see him from here, though. 5'3".
5'3". I see Chris Smith, 5'6", 140.
And again, smaller kids, but probably pretty quick. Jim Bowen's got the music going here tonight. That is always a consistent here at Lloyd Schneider Stadium. Edgerton, they're right up there. Hine is still the quarterback. Micah Rudd, 5'10", 175-pound sophomore, will line up to his left. Oh, there goes the camera. Camera almost fell out of the press box.
Man.
Talk about making a little excitement. There's Rudd. He slips and falls. In case you wondered about that camera shot, that was pretty dramatic. You had to be up here to see it. As that $8,000 camera almost took a plunge. And I hate to be the guy sitting right under the window there. Kind of a
almost
liability risk. Oh, my.
We're all good, though.
Second down and 12. That's Rudd. Back to the line of scrimmage. Host of Spartans on the tackle there. Wawinski is there. Number 53, Parker Eversole. So we've got number 55, Connor Gluth out there. 56. I believe that's 56, Jacob Sandrell.
Yes.
Kyle Bacon. I believe J.P. Leisman getting a shot here defensively after starting at center tonight. There's Hine. He's got big trouble. He's dragged down in the backfield. That was number 72, Preston Brandt. Preston. One for his highlight reel. 9:40 to go. Fourth down. 49-6 our score. Ball just outside the 20. They need to get down to about the 7-yard line. Hine and Rudd in the backfield. See if they go to the air. Going to pitch out to Rudd. Got some running room. Still going. Turns it up inside the 15, down near the 12. Wawinski on the stop. Christian Jensen there. And Parker Eversole.
Good tackle by the Spartans on that play.
So ball goes over on downs.
And let's see if Coach Ackley, well, he takes a timeout. Let's see if he makes some substitution.
Well, with the clock continuing to run and want to make sure you got all your kids out there, they know what they need to be doing. So it's the only way you're going to stop the clock at this part. And as we play that music to fire up a team in a close game, unfortunately, crowd not responding to it.
With what's left of the crowd.
49-6 again. You're seeing a good Edgerton team tonight. There's some shots of some young fans. I think that's a Manley boy in the middle.
It is.
They're having fun. They like the music. Some dance, some cover their ears. You know, it's all what you like.
Well, now let's see.
It's like that music over at Fort yesterday. It was
a couple of our runners enjoyed that, though.
It was different.
Yes, it was.
Got to get Austin Wells out there playing the music with his...
I know he would.
Colton Richter, still your quarterback. Second back through is stolen. It's back to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Second down and 10.
And also,
you might wonder why Colton Richter's still in a quarterback. I believe may be the only quarterback we have.
Yep, it looks like a whole new offensive line now for the Spartans.
Try to get some of those names.
Got 76, Dean Dockin.
Big Dean. Preston Brandt lining up at right guard.
Yep.
Stolen's got some running room. Gets away from one, gets away from another. First down yardage. Josh Stolen. Nice carry. Stolen out over the 20. to the 27. So 1st and 10 for the blue and white. Nobody has left from that Edgerton crowd. Not one person. Not even the bus driver. They are enjoying their night here. So 1st and 10 for the Spartans. First back through, gets a couple of yards and then stood up, straight up. That was Christian Jensen. Christian, just a sophomore. He's going to be a good football player out here for McFarland. Again, a very, very young team. Maybe one senior on the field at this point. Rarely more than 3 on the field at a time during the whole game. But, you know, key is you got to learn. You got to learn from games like this, just like you learn from games you win. Pitch out. That's number 24. Got some running room. Still going. Dragged out of bounds. That was Jed Patrick Buckholz. Jed was wearing that bodysuit on the float just a couple of weeks ago at the Family Festival representing the junior class. He's been out. I believe might have been a concussion, so Jed is back. Jed's a good athlete, so good to see him out there getting a carry.
Sprinter on the track team.
Jed Patrick Buckholz. Jed Patrick, JP. So Jensen and Buckholz in the backfield behind Richter. 2 receivers wide to the right. Buckholz. Going to get not back to the line of scrimmage. So we're under 6 minutes. And again, everybody getting a shot to play under the lights in front of a nice crowd here. Again, Friday night, October the 11th, 2013. Again, we'd like to thank everybody at our local cable for making this possible. We enjoy it. They've got the tough job. We've got the easy job, Andrew. So drop back, pass, intended for Fleming.
Looked like he slipped on that pass.
So incomplete. Clock rolling. Spartans will drop to 3-5 with 1 game remaining. That will be the Jefferson Eagles, and that will be a tall task for McFarland next week. They come in with that double wing. Tough game to announce because you really can't tell who has the ball most of the time, and that's part of that offense.
Hide it very well.
3rd down, pitch out. Buckholz gets outside, got a little room. Still going. Finally dragged out of bounds in Edgerton territory. Inside the 45. At the 43-yard line, so Jed Buckholz, a couple of good runs here for the junior. Good. Jed might be one of those sleepers who works his way into the lineup next year. Again, you'll have Donche back in the backfield, Williamson back. But where Stolen is used this year, maybe that could be a shot for Jed. Again, so much happens in the offseason. Kids got to get in that weight room. Jed saw daylight there, but slips.
Good last 2 runs getting to the outside, and then that one. Just think he went a little too fast for his footing on that one. But the offensive line, couple runs, pretty good blocking for him.
So it'll bring up 2nd down, loss of 4, so 2nd and 14, 3:40 to go here in the ball game. And that's Parker Eversole, your center, over the ball. Here comes Jed. Gets back to the 45-yard line, going to be short of the original line of scrimmage. So going to bring up 4th down and 12.
Oh, 3rd down and 12.
3rd. Must have lost track there. Well, they're kind of keying on Jed, but I guess you hand him the ball 5 times in a row, they're going to do that. Now it's 4th.
And at this point, we just hope that no one gets injured. No injuries.
Yeah, it's been pretty good tonight. If there's a positive here, nobody's suffered an injury or a concussion, anything like that. A couple of kids banged up but went back in the ball game. Now it's 4th down. Pitch out. Jed got some running room. Down the sideline. Pushed out of bounds. Almost a late hit. Unfortunately, the official had turned his head. Not going to get a good mark. I think it's going to be short. Nice run by Jed Buchholz.
It was a good lead block.
Yeah, they're going to
Jensen.
say it's short. Too bad, though. That was, nice run. Gave it a shot. Could have been 15 after the play. Nobody saw it except Larry Seidel down on the sidelines.
Great angle at it.
So again, we'll be back here 1 week from tonight, Friday night, October the 18th. And then it will be playoff football after that, not for the Spartans this year. Something happened on the other side.
Looks like they just doused their coach.
Doused the coach.
Doused the coach.
Whose father passed away earlier this week, and I guess this puts a positive end on the week. I thought maybe the skipper stole the flag over there.
Yeah, because I don't see it flying high over there anymore.
I don't want to be accused of inciting anything, but so Edgerton will do their best to run out the clock. This should be the final play of the game. You look away, and all of a sudden, 3 minutes ticks off the clock. Ball carrier just straight ahead, just hanging on to the ball. Can't tell what number, but again, great camera work by Larry down there. That was Rudd, number 32. Spartans already lining up over here to shake hands. With just seconds remaining, Edgerton headed to their sideline. And this game is in the books. The Edgerton fans are on their feet cheering as their Crimson Tide wins the Rock Valley Conference North. I don't believe they have done that since it went to divisional format. They're pretty excited, and again, they earned it tonight. Final score here from Lloyd Schneider Stadium at McFarland High School. The Edgerton Crimson Tide 49, the McFarland Spartans 6. Andrew got beat by a better football team tonight.
And we did. And one of the things, though, and you mentioned it a couple times, we just gave up the big play. How many one play drives did I recall? About 3 or 4 of them. And then if they weren't one play drives, they were, anywhere from 3 to 4, and they always had that one big play in there. So if you take those away, it's a whole new ball game. But you know what? Got to give hats off to Edgerton. They were just the better team tonight, and as they've shown, they're the conference champs.
Yep, good football team the Spartans run into tonight as the Crimson Tide comes out with a 49-6 win. That'll do it for us here tonight at McFarland High School. We've had a great time. Hopefully you've enjoyed the game. Wish it would have been a little better result here, but we got one more shot this year to get a W on the board here and close out the season next week at home against the Jefferson Eagles. So our final score tonight, Edgerton 49, McFarland 6. For Andrew Garvey, I'm John Wells saying thanks for watching.